Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. I'm Hasham Ali Khan. In this video, I'm going to explain you the problems on capital and revenue expenditure, capital and revenue receipts. Last video, I have explained you about the true and false and few problems to identify. One theory video I have given on explanation of what is capital expenditure, what is revenue expenditure, what are the differences between these two expenditure. This is very much necessary because without understanding the capital expenditure, revenue expenditure, we cannot make the financial statements. So for the purpose of making the financial statements, it is very much necessary to distinguish the expenditure between capital and revenue. So after watching this video, definitely you will be in a position to decide which expenditure is capital and which expenditure is revenue. In examination, most often a question will be asked on this topic. So watch the video till the end, and one suggestion I'll give you, always keep a notebook, pen, calculator ready while watching the video. Whatever I'm explaining at the time of watching the video, always take a note. Running notes you maintain, whatever explanation I'm giving, then only you can be able to get the maximum from these videos. So take the screenshot of the points which I have written on the board, then I'll explain every point in detail. Come on, see the first problem. Good Pictures Limited constructs a cinema house and incurs the following expenditure during the first year ending 31st March 2022. So a business is going to start the cinema house. So the expenditure incurred are: second-hand furniture worth rupees 9,000 was purchased, repainting of the furniture cost 1,000, and furniture was installed by own workmen, wages for this being 200. Now, any second-hand furniture purchased will not be in a usable condition. Some expenditure is required to be made on second-hand furniture to make it usable. So some painting work is required, installation charges are required. So according to accounting principle, any incidental expenditure incurred on second-hand furniture is a capital expenditure. So the cost of the furniture is not only this 9,000, but also this 1,200 should be capitalized. Now the total furniture cost will be 9,000 plus 1,000 plus 200. 10,200 will be the total cost of the furniture. Simply we can say the total expenditure incurred is a capital expenditure. That's it. Next. Expenses in connection with obtaining a license for running the cinema worth rupees 20,000. Without obtaining the license from the government, the person cannot start running the cinema house. So for running the cinema house, license is compulsory, and once it has to be purchased, it has to be acquired. The expenditure incurred on acquiring the license is one-time expenditure. It's a capital expenditure. So this 20,000 is a capital expenditure. During the course of the year, the cinema company was fined 1,000 for contravening the rules. The government has framed a number of rules. If the rules are violated, then fines will be imposed by the government. So according to accounting principle, the fines imposed is a revenue expenditure. The fine imposed is a revenue expenditure, and the renewal fee of 2,000 for the next year also paid. The renewal fee, every year the license has to be renewed. So renewal fee is a recurring expenditure. Every year it has to be paid. So renewal expenditure is a revenue expenditure, but it is paid for the next year. So current year it should not be treated as a revenue expenditure. Current year it should be treated as an asset, prepaid expense. The prepaid renewal fee. So normally renewal fee is a revenue expenditure, but it is paid for the next year. So that's why we have to treat it as a prepayment, right? Next, fire insurance of 1,000 was paid on 1st October 2021 for 1 year. Now see here, our year ends on 31st March 2022. Here fire insurance premium paid. Actually fire insurance premium is a revenue expenditure, recurring expenditure, but it is paid on 1st October 2021 for 1 year. That means this amount of 1000 is for 1 year. From 1st October 2021, our year ends on 31st March 2022. So how many months? October, November, December, January, February, March. 6 months are falling in the current year and the remaining 6 months are falling in the next year. So this 1000 is for 12 months. Now we have to make it half. 500 rupees is a revenue expenditure of the current year and remaining 500 rupees will be treated as a prepaid. It will be treated as an asset. Next, temporary huts were constructed costing 1200. They were necessary for the construction of the cinema and they were demolished when the cinema was ready. Hut expenditure incurred on huts because it is compulsory to make the huts, to keep the material or for the workers to stay in the huts. So the expenditure on hut is incidental to the construction of the cinema house. So all the expenditure incurred on construction of huts is a capital expenditure. And this expenditure will be added to the cost of the cinema house. So simply, expenditure on construction of hut is a capital expenditure. That's all. Point out how you would classify the above items. I have explained all the points, how it should be treated. Now, state with reasons how you would classify the following items of expenditure. Again, few items are given. You have to explain whether it is a capital or revenue. That's it. First one, overhauling expenses of 25,000 rupees for the engine of a motor car to get better fuel efficiency. A motor car is there. The overhauling expenditure on motor car engine, 25,000. What will happen if we overhaul this engine in future? There will be efficiency in fuel. Efficiency in fuel means the cost of maintenance will come down. That means expenditure is reduced. When expenditure is reduced, the income will increase. So by incurring this expenditure of 25,000, the future benefit we will get. The business will get the future benefit. So it should be capitalized. So you should say this 25,000 will be added to the motor car value. It's a capital expenditure because by incurring this expenditure, we'll get the benefit over a long period of time. Next, inauguration expenses rupees 25 lakh incurred on opening of a new manufacturing unit in an existing business. No new business is there. The same business, one extra manufacturing unit is opened and inauguration expenses 25 lakh rupees is incurred. So according to accounting principle, when no new business is started, the same business, a new manufacturing unit is made. So we are not going to get the benefit for more number of years. By incurring this inauguration expenses, our current customers will be maintained. So according to accounting principle, this inauguration expenses is a revenue expenditure. Next, compensation of 2.5 crore paid to workers who have opted for voluntary retirement. Some workers have given the application of voluntary retirement. So on voluntary retirement, the compensation is given 2.5 crore. So according to accounting principle, any compensation paid to the workers on voluntary retirement is a revenue expenditure. But as the amount is very huge, amount is 2.5 crore rupees. It's a huge amount. So it is better to defer this expenditure for future years. Instead of charging the revenue expenditure whole completely during the current year, it is suggested to defer it over a period of time. Like set off for 10 years like that. Like that we can treat the compensation paid on voluntary retirement. Now, 2 questions I have completed. Now I am reading out the third question. Classify the following expenditure are receipts as capital or revenue. Some receipts are given. You have to identify whether it is a capital receipt or revenue receipt. Rupees 10,000 spent as traveling expenses of the directors on trips abroad of capital assets. The directors are going abroad to purchase a capital asset. So for going abroad, some 10,000 rupees are spent on traveling. Why the directors are traveling? To purchase the capital asset. So this 10,000 rupees are incurred in order to purchase the capital asset. So it's a capital expenditure. It's a capital expenditure. So this 10,000 rupees should be added to the capital asset value. That's it. It's a capital expenditure. Amount received from trade receivable during the year. Trade receivable are the customers. Every now and then the business will sell the goods to customers on credit. These are called trade receivable. Time to time we will receive the money from trade receivable. It's a recurring receipt. It's a revenue receipt. Amount received from trade receivable is a revenue receipt because continuously recurring receipt it is there. Amount spent on demolition of building to construct a bigger building on the same site. On the same area, on the same site, the old building is demolished and constructed a new building. So what will happen if we construct a new building? We'll get enduring benefit in future years. So the expenditure incurred will give benefit in future years. The expenditure incurred on demolition of the old building is a capital expenditure. Because only after demolition we can construct the new building. By constructing the new building, we'll get more benefits in future. So capital expenditure. Now insurance claim received on account of machinery damaged by fire. Due to fire, some machinery were damaged. On this, the insurance company has given the claim. The business has claimed the money from insurance company. So any insurance claim received is a capital receipt. It's a non-recurring. It is unexpected. So this amount received from insurance company is a capital receipt. That's it. Now, are the following expenditure capital in nature? Again, some points are given. We have to decide whether these items are capital or revenue. Messrs. ABC and Company run a restaurant. They renovate some of the old cabins. Because of this renovation, some space was made free and number of cabins was increased from 10 to 13. The total expenditure was 20,000. So this business, restaurant, they are having a restaurant. So what they are doing, they are renovating some of the old cabins. By renovating the old cabins and making new cabins, we can increase the number of cabins from 10 to 13, right? So what will happen when we increase the cabins? Our revenue will increase in future. So by incurring expenditure on renovating the old cabins and making new cabins, we are going to get enduring benefit in future period. So this 20,000 is a capital expenditure, right? So capital expenditure means any expenditure will give benefit for a more number of years. Not only during the current year, but also in the coming years. Then it is a capital expenditure. Here, our cabins are increased, so earning capacity will also increase in future. Capital expenditure. Messrs. New Delhi Financing Company sold certain goods on installment payment basis. 5 customers did not pay installment. To recover such outstanding installment, the firm spent 10,000 rupees on legal expenses. See, the business has sold the goods on installment. Some customers may not pay the installments on time. In that case, legal expenses will be incurred to recover the amount from customers. It's a recurring expenditure. It's a revenue expenditure. Because time to time we have to pay legal expenses. There are many customers who will not pay on time. So it is recurring in nature. So expenditure, legal expense incurred to recover the amount from the customers is a revenue expenditure. Next comes Messrs. Ballav and Company of Delhi purchased a machinery from Messrs. Shah and Company of Ahmedabad. Messrs. Ballav and Company spent 40,000 for transportation of such machinery the year ending 31st December 2022. Any expenditure incurred on bringing the machine, transportation expenditure incurred on purchasing the machine is a capital expenditure. It's a capital expenditure. For example, the machine value is 10 lakh rupees. To bring the machine from the supplier place to our business, 2 lakh rupees are incurred on transportation. So 10 lakh plus 2 lakh, the value of the machine will be 12 lakh. So transportation expenditure incurred on purchasing the machine is a capital expenditure. It should be added to the value of machinery. That's it. Now multiple choice questions, MCQ. In examination frequently you will get a question MCQs. You should be in a position to decide whether it is a capital expenditure or revenue expenditure, capital receipt or a revenue receipt. Now listen carefully. Money spent 10,000 as traveling expenses on the directors on trips abroad to purchase capital asset. Just now I told you. Just now one point came. Where 10,000 rupees are spent on traveling of the director who is going abroad to purchase a capital asset. It's a capital expenditure. So it is a capital expenditure. A answer is correct. Right? Second, amount spent 5,000 as lawyer's fee to defend a suit claiming that the firm's factory site belonged to the plaintiff's land is. One person is claiming that our factory land belongs to him. So he has put a case against us. So we are incurring some legal expenses to defend that. It's a revenue expenditure. Because future we will not get the benefit. It is our land. We are defending. For defending we are incurring some legal expenses. So the value of the land will not increase. In future we will not get more benefit from incurring this 10,000 rupees legal expenses. Simply we can be able to maintain our rights. It's a revenue expenditure. So here it is a revenue expenditure, B point. Now entrance fees of 2,000 received by Ram and Sham social club. A social club is receiving the entrance fees from the members. Entrance fee will be paid only once when they join the club. Afterwards, no entrance fees. So this entrance fee is a one-time receipt. So we can say entrance fees received is a capital receipt. So this capital receipt, A point is correct. Now next one, subsidy of rupees 40,000 received from government for working capital by a manufacturing concern. A manufacturing concern requires working capital. Working capital is the money required for day-to-day expenses. For day-to-day expenses, money required is called working capital. For this working capital purpose, the government is giving subsidy. So it is a revenue receipt. It is a revenue receipt, B. Next, insurance claim received. Just now one point we came across this point. Insurance claim received is a non-recurring receipt. So it is a capital receipt. It's not recurring. Every now and then we will not receive insurance claim. Only once we will receive. So insurance claim is a capital receipt. A point. Then interest on investment received. When we invest the money, we will continuously get the interest. We will get the return on investment. So this return on investment is a recurring receipt. When we say recurring receipt, it's a revenue receipt. So it is a revenue receipt, B answer. Next amount received from IDBI as a medium-term loan for augmenting working capital. That means for increasing working capital, we have taken a medium-term loan. So medium-term loan is a capital receipt. It is a capital receipt, C point. Right? Last and final, revenue from sale of products. Revenue from sale of products ordinarily is reported as part of the earning in the period in which, when we have to recognize the revenue from sale of goods, when we have to recognize. First, the sale is made. Second, cash is collected or the products are manufactured. That means the sale will be recognized when the sale transaction is completed. When the offer and acceptance of sale transaction is completed at that time, whether amount is paid or not, immaterial. Like goods are sold on credit. So immediately the ownership is transferred, but the customer has not paid. So we have to recognize the sale as soon as the sale is completed. So here the sale is made. A is the correct answer. That's all. So this chapter number 3 completed. One video I have explained you the complete theory regarding what is capital expenditure, what is revenue expenditure. Then 2 videos I have given the complete problems. So if you watch these 3 videos, 1 theory, 2 problems, definitely you will get a lot of confidence in yourself to face the examination, to write confidently the answer on this, deciding whether an expenditure is capital expenditure or revenue expenditure. So if you are satisfied, give a like to the video, share my channel among your friends, among your group, so that more students can watch the video, so that you can clear your CA foundation in the first attempt itself. And subscribe my channel if you have not yet subscribed by the super thanks which is given below my video. Inshallah, we'll take up the chapter number 4 in the next video.